Hi, this is Rick, the producer and editor of this podcast. Just wanted to inform you guys. Somehow we had some audio and technical difficulties with Adam near the end of the podcast. So from about LSU on through Mama's combo and the best of the rest, he will not be in the video. We had to cut out all the sound and kind of conversations through. It is just Tyler and myself then from there on out. Apologize. We'll get it figured out for next week. Maybe we should have had Adam restart his studio instead of just telling him to keep powering through it. So, again, we apologize. We'll get you Adam's picks as quickly as possible. But yeah, thanks for listening. Welcome back to Sports Divided College Pick'em Podcast presented by Mamas on the Hill in front of a live studio audience. It's week 9 of college football, episode 10. All right, guys. Last week, not too bad. Some of us started off hotter than others, but everybody finished relatively the same. Ure finished the week 9-13. 40.9%. Tyler finished the week 10-11, 47.6%. And I finished the week 11-15, 42.3%. So that puts Ure at 43.9% on the season, Tyler 46.5% on the season, and me 46.6% on the season. And Tyler is minus 17.5 units, leading by a hefty margin, almost 9-unit advantage over Adam.
I think when we came into this, we all said, Tyler, you are a better sports gambler than anyone that listens or participates. So I'm not surprised at all.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
No, and Ned.
Also, shout out to Janine tonight. Some homemade chicken flamingo. It's fantastic, lovely, just phenomenal. I'm gonna take a bite here for the fans. Get a little cut, a little nice tender chicken. Cuts like butter. All right.
Disgusting.
Let's get to the nitty gritty. Here, boys. Start with my Numbnuts.
Go ahead.
I've got a couple different ones here.
Of course you do. You always have 7 of them.
Yeah, no. Today I have today I actually have 2. My number 1 Numbnuts are the actually this is a twofold. God, the Texas
take
fans.
Everybody's. That was gonna be mine. Texas.
The Texas fans for throwing all the shit on the field, that is just ridiculous. Like, grow the fuck up. And the other part of that numbnut is the fucking refs changing the call after that happens, because they had a chance to look at the probably replay and they're like, oh fuck, I don't think that's a fucking pass interference, and then they just changed the call. I mean, it was a big play in the game, and they ended up getting the call right. It wasn't pass interference,
right.
But you're setting a dangerous precedent there, where now people are going to start doing that. And Kyle, our buddy Kyle, told me, we were driving home from supplement, he said that Vanderbilt actually erected a net to block the Texas fans. I did not know that.
I saw that too. I saw that too. I think it might be like a meme. I don't think they actually did it.
Okay.
Because it also said they're going to leave it up for the Tennessee game too, because of the quote unquote mustard bottles that were thrown a couple years ago. I think it was a joke.
Okay.
But I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see come Saturday.
So did you guys hear what the SEC can do as a rule? If you get a warning for throwing stuff on the field, the second one they'll ban alcohol sales.
Yeah.
You can no longer sell alcohol. So they'll just say for next game, be like, "Yep, sorry, all booze cut off."
So, but then what? Like, there's got to be some different stipulations if it's the away team doing it.
Yeah. They should have given him a fucking bunch of penalties. What they should have done.
Well, I'm saying like if it say it happens this week again at Vandy, Texas does it. Like you can't screw Vandy over.
No.
Yeah.
Revenue.
Okay. So Numbnut number 2 is the Bama wide receivers for doing the fake jump shot while their team was trying to gain a yard on 4th and 1 to move the sticks, and they get stuffed. And those idiots. Nick Saban would have probably had a brain aneurysm on the sidelines if that happened. So that's another numbnut. Numbnut number 3 is the Illinois, whoever designed those Illinois football uniforms. Those might have been the most atrocious things I've ever seen. Those helmets were fucking stupid. How do you think those are cool? Those are terrible.
They look
and
like
another numbnut and the last numbnut, I don't know if you guys saw, I was just perusing through some scores of today's football games. Syracuse lost a football game today, 41-13. And if you're looking at it, you're like, oh, wow, they fucking dominated. They got outgained by 100 yards. They had the time of possession was 41 minutes for Syracuse and 19 minutes for Pitt. Kyle McCord is my other numbnut because he threw. Let's go through Kyle McCord's stat line real quick. 35 of 64 with 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
They lost by 28 points, and they outgained them. So, four numbnuts. Kyle McCord, you suck. Illinois uniform designer, you suck. Bama wide receivers and Bama, you suck. And Texas fans and the refs, SEC refs as a whole, you suck. Thank you. That is all. I rest my case.
Yuri.
Finally took mine, Texas. It sucks.
I got 2. One, I had to come up with the second one because I kind of went to this well last week. This time it's just going to be one specific guy. Gus Malzahn. You had 2 separate. Just go for it. What you're punting the ball? You punt you get the first down on 4th and 4 or whatever it was. The game's over. Instead, you punt the ball. Your punter punts it into the end zone, so it's only a net gain of like 22 yards, and then you give up the touchdown.
Yeah. Terrible.
And then my second one is whoever on the SEC committee thought it was a good idea to not have divisions, really not have tiebreakers either for the way you figure out who's playing in the SEC championship game. If you look at it, there is a actual realistic, whether you want to call it realistic or not, way that you can have 5 one-loss teams that end the SEC.
I hope they do.
If Mizzou wins out, whoever loses today, Yuri, I get it. I'm just saying. But listen, if Mizzou wins out, LSU loses to A&M tomorrow or this week, and then Texas A&M loses to Texas but wins the rest of their games. LSU wins out. You have Georgia 1 loss, and Georgia wins out, right? So you have Georgia 1 loss, Texas 1 loss, Texas A&M 1 loss, LSU 1 loss, Mizzou 1 loss. How do you pick 2 teams to go to the college football or to go to the SEC title game? Because not everybody's played head to head, and there's a nice little circle of those head to head with A&M, Georgia, LSU, Texas. The only one that's out of that head to head circle is Mizzou. Well, no, I guess they're not because they lost A&M.
Yeah, it'd be whoever's ranked highest.
Like it's just like we obviously didn't think about it. Now, granted, it's the SEC, and it'll probably work itself out. Like,
yeah, it ain't gonna happen. But
there could still be realistically there could still be 3.
Oh, hold on. That is crazy. But can I have one more numbnut?
Yeah, sure.
All the people who said the 12-team playoff is going to be stupid and make college football dumb and make the games less meaningful, you're stupid.
I mean,
you got like 30 teams that are still in it. Mizzou's playing a playoff game this week.
Mizzou's the rest of their season's playoff games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of playoff games this week, I feel like.
Michigan's got a playoff game too, right, Adam?
Yeah, went out.
Not a chance.
I think Michigan's going to win the bye week.
They won the bye week. They lost the bye week.
Oh, they lost the bye week.
They lost the bye week. They lost the guys wearing rock helmets.
So I digress. I had to add 5 Numbnuts. Sorry.
You're good.
Hey, your show, man. Your show.
12 team playoff shamers. You suck.
Little does he know that ends up being like 7 when you actually break it down because there's 4 different wideouts.
Right. Bunch of
but it was 2 guys
SECs.
that did it. It was also, I know we weren't going to recap a bunch of last week. Did you see how many targets Ryan Williams had for Alabama last week?
Not really.
20.
I didn't look at the numbers.
20 targets.
I mean, we'll get into him.
Every play.
We'll get into him here in a little bit because it's going to be. We'll just get into him in a little bit when we talk one of our games. Yeah, you guys just want to. You want to get in? Do you want to recap anything last week? You want to?
Let's get to the picks.
We know Ure wants to just get to the picks, but
I had a bad week last week. Yeah, so, yeah.
I've got good vibes coming my way. A guy on our softball team, we're driving home. He's got a flat tire, and what do you think we do? We go over there. We start helping him change his tire. I look like I was in Bobby Labonte's pit crew, fucking with that tire jack, or getting that tire off. That's good friend move, good vibes, good picks, good wins.
Greasing the wheels.
There was one game that I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. Oh, you know how dumb sometimes it is to just miss out on a half a point?
Yeah.
I had the over 31.5 team total for Notre Dame.
Oh,
31.
31, yeah. At least it wasn't on a missed kick, so that makes it better.
There was a couple times last week that a lot of us got eaten. 2 weeks ago, I should say, that got eaten by those hooks.
Yeah. To all the kids out there, by the hook.
Let's get to the nitty gritty here.
You run the show, or does Trout run the show?
No, I have another question for the chat. Do you guys think, I posed this in a group text with some buddies, do you think that Kalen DeBoer regrets leaving Washington?
No.
Mm-mm.
Did you hear?
And I know why you're asking. I tell you why he won't, does not, will not. The buyout he gets, if he gets canned, is well worth it.
It would have been the same. He would have got a big buyout at Washington too.
But he wouldn't have got canned at Washington. Is my point. Now he can get canned, sit on a year, and then go coach somewhere else and be like, I just couldn't be the guy behind the guy. That's all it was, and then be successful somewhere else.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I disagree. I think he's deep down. Did you hear what he said after the game?
No.
About how he's not good at giving pump up speeches to the team.
No.
Did you guys hear that? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to lose to Mizzou. There's just no absolutely positively no way. They got.
Well, we know who Tyler's picking.
Gumping around.
We know Tyler's taking the Tigers on the money line after that comment. The way he operates.
Well, he said that but then now he's like, they're going back to running hills, and for every fuck up they have to run sprints, and they're doing up downs and trying to get back to the Saban way.
It doesn't look like a Alabama football team. They're just like soft.
Yeah, they're like.
I wouldn't say it doesn't look like an Alabama football team.
It doesn't look like.
It doesn't look like a Nick Saban football team.
Yeah, and you're used to seeing it for like. And remember, I was telling you guys last time that I was like, Nick Saban had his team ready to play there'd be like a one-off chance, right, that they had a bad week or letdown, but more likely, like large majority of the time, like they came out and like if they were in like that spot like LSU was in, like Bama's, given 3 points, there's just no way like this is a rent line, right? Like they would come out and beat the fuck out of you no matter what.
Right. Yeah.
Like other teams, they don't step up, but yeah, I just thought that was an interesting question that I saw. I say he is regretting it because Washington was going to give him a good pay bump. Like he was going to make around the same money, and he was going to live in Seattle, right? Like where everything is not college football. You're in Tuscaloosa, like everything is Alabama. If If you lose, you're gonna have the guy calling in Feinbaum yelling at his cat so he can do his rant. Did you guys see that too?
Yeah. Will you shut up? I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Sir, what are you yelling at? Oh, I'm just yelling at my cat. That is such a great video. It's such a great video.
Have you ever seen what's his name? It's like Matt Miller or something. He's on TikTok. He's a social media guy. And he does these SEC roll calls after the week. He's a bigger guy.
Oh yeah, the SEC shorts.
No, this is a guy different. He's more a TikTok guy, but he does similar to like the SEC shorts stuff. But he does like this whole thing. He's always got Mizzou in a like Darth Vader mask with the saber. But he's like every time now Alabama, he's in his Crimson Tide gear, and he's like, I don't know, Paul. How do we fire a coach? We haven't done it in so long. How do we do it? He's always got Alabama calling Paul Feinbaum about something. Funny. Can we bring Nick back, Paul?
Adam, have you seen that video?
No, I've never seen it.
You got to watch it. It was hilarious. The guy's like yelling in the background, "Hey, will you stop doing that?" And Paul Feinbaum goes, "What are you, sir? What are you yelling at?"
Will you shut up?
Yeah, that's what he said. Will you shut up? And Paul's like, "Sir, like, what are you yelling at?" And he goes, "Oh, that's my cat."
It was the most Alabama thing I've ever.
Hillbillies down there in Bama Nation.
It's like, I mean, some of those. Sometimes I'll put Feinbaum on in the background just to hear some of the calls. Like I remember a couple years ago, last year it was. This lady from I don't know, somewhere in Missouri. It said, I think
Fulton or something.
I think some of these calls are completely made up calls that Paul has people call in to talk to him about. But the lady was like, now everybody's just mad that our Eli Drinkwitz is a young Nick Saban. And it's like, Jesus, lady.
Yeah, that's funny. I love college football. There's just nothing better than, like, it's the type of thing that, like, if LSU loses, my day is just kind of ruined. Like, Lauren knows I'm going to be in a bad mood when she gets home from work. It's just the greatest. I love, you know why? Because you always have hope, right? Like, there's always hope in college football. Going into the year, if you're at a SEC school or something, you have hope your team's going to win.
Oh, SEC school, yep. Gotta have hope.
Or like even a Big Ten, even like a Power 4 school, you have hope going into the year, right? And even when you lose a game now, like in the college football playoff, like Adam, whenever they lost to Texas, like, hey, we can still bounce back here, right? That team sucks. I think they might miss a bowl game.
They're going to be fighting for their lives for a bowl game. They will.
Hey, Don't forget though, while we're on Texas, what I brought up last week, 2 weeks ago. Number one team might not even make it. Just saying.
Well, they were the number one team for a little bit. That's, you know.
I'm just saying.
You're saying they're going to miss the playoff. I remember that, yeah.
They might miss the playoff.
Because you're saying that everybody on their way, by the end of the season, their whole resume might not have a team that's still inside the top 25.
I think we probably should have looked at more at like who Texas beat now, like their two biggest wins. Look at the two teams they beat. And I'm not saying they're not good, but maybe I think we just propped them up so much because they had beat Michigan on the road and they beat Oklahoma.
But I think some of it was the style. Yeah, it was the style in which they beat Michigan. Little did we know that Michigan their offensive line wasn't going to be close to what it was last. They didn't lose a whole lot last year off their line, but still not what it was. Like, they're not running the ball and getting the same push. So when you, like, now looking at it, but then you're like, oh, Michigan's probably going to still have the same offensive line that can get good push, and then Texas just destroyed them that way. But
I mean, they're just sorry, I don't want to harp on Michigan. I mean, they're boring to watch. They don't do anything well. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. Their defense is
Michigan's not even on our list to talk about.
Yeah, no, I just started talking about them because we started talking about Texas.
You know what?
Maybe we should get to our list. We talked about Alabama. Alabama's on the list. Maybe we should talk about Alabama.
Hold on. So you know what these Michigan teams remind me of right now, though?
Jesus.
The Brady Hoke Michigan teams.
Oh my
It's won the
God!
national goddamn title last year. Don't give me this
And your
bullshit.
coach is gone.
Get out of here. Get out
Think
of
of
here.
how good they were rolling with
I'm about
Lloyd
to
Carr
leave
and
the
all that
chat.
before, like whether it's Rich Rod or Brady Hoke. They were bad.
Where'd he go? Did he fall off the chair at the desk? Sports center desk?
I think he covered himself up.
Oh, there he goes. He's gone again.
All right.
All right, yeah.
Goddamn Pulp's gone.
Let's get into these games.
Let's get to the list.
All right. Let's get to game number 1. We're going to talk about. We've talked about these two schools a decent amount this year. Never really had an official game for them. So here we go. Tomorrow night, or today as you watch this, 9:30 kick at Alliance Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada on CBS Sports Network. The 17th ranked Broncos of Boise State take on the Running Rebels of UNLV. Boise minus 3.5 on the road, over under 64.5. Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this game. I think whoever wins this game is going to find themselves in the playoff as the G5 school. And I think not many people are talking about who might have the best loss in the country. You know who that is?
Boise State.
At
and
Oregon.
They also have
the
Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Boise State here. I think they run the ball. I think they'll move the ball in UNLV. I'm not really impressed with former Mizzou grad Mikey Sheard running that defense for the Running Rebs. I think they're going to run up and down on them. I'm afraid to take the over just because it's a big game and jitters might be there. So I'm just going to take Boise State minus 3.5. On the road, it scares me a little bit, but I don't think the home field advantage there is that big.
No, that stadium's too big.
Yeah.
Adam.
I didn't let the viewers know, but I'm lost my notes, so I'm going off my memory. But I believe now, looking at the game that Tyler brought up, Syracuse, I believe UNLV, the best team that they played against offensively was Syracuse up to this point. So I think Boise State probably blows them out. But like Tyler also said, that this is a close game, a big rival game. So I think I'm a little nervous about the spread. I like the over. That's what I'm on right now. But maybe I could get talked into Boise State spread if Trout's got some backup for it.
What do you want
for it?
Right
now, I'm going to take the over.
What are you talking about? What do you want for the?
I don't know.
Want some?
You need some notes?
You want some public money?
No, I just want
you
some
want some public money?
I just need some encouragement. A Heisman favorite.
Right.
I just need some
Heisman favorite. So here's some numbers. UNLV is 5-2 against the spread this season. Boise State is 3-2 against the spread this season. Boise's 5-1 on the over. UNLV's 4-3 on the over. For me, I just think the Heisman front runner is going to be too much for the fighting Barry Odoms. So I'm going to take UNLV. No, not really. I'm going to take Boise minus 3.5, and I'm going to take the over of 64.5.
All right. So if I get
so much money on Boise.
Yes, there is.
I'm staying on the over.
But yeah, so it's 85% of the bets are on the over, or are on Boise minus 3.5. 84% of the money is on Boise minus 3.5. Here's where I think
Adam, actually, I'll add the over to mine as well.
You looked at the money?
Yeah. I'll add the
over.
So
36% of the bets are on the over, but 80% of the money's on the over for tomorrow night's game. Meaning the sharps are on that over.
Yeah, I'll take the over as well. Yep. Give me Boise State minus 3.5 in the over.
Okay. We will move on to an 11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday morning in East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium as a 12th ranked Irish take on 24th ranked Navy. Notre Dame minus 13.5, over under 51.5. Tyler.
Man, I've been telling you guys, these Irish, ever since that Northern Illinois game, have really kicked into the gear.
You did not tell us this. You said last week opposite. You go, what the fuck are you guys talking about? You go, Mikey tried saying this. I said, I remember. Pull up the notes. This is where we insert what I said last week, and you said the opposite. Trout, back me up.
I said I'm not.
I said Riley Leonard finally figured out how to.
He picked Notre Dame.
No, I said Riley Leonard still sucks.
He was bullshit my picks.
No, you said Riley Leonard figured it out how to throw the ball, and I was like, no, he did not. He played against who they played.
You were shitting on the offense of Notre Dame. Now you're back on them. All right, keep going.
I've been on Notre Dame the last 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm taking Notre Dame again, minus 13.5. Can you let a guy make his pick?
Check the game notes. Somebody go back and look. All right. I'm also on Notre Dame because Riley Leonard did learn how to throw the ball. But
all right, I changed my pick. I'm taking Navy. And I want the over 51.5. Actually, no, I don't want the over. I want Navy. Navy plus 13.5. Just in spite of Adam. I want to go head against him.
I'm taking Notre Dame just because Notre Dame has seen the Naval Cat. They've seen the option offenses.
The loser of this head-to-head has to film the whole next week's episode with their shirt off.
All right, fine. Service academies, Notre Dame's used to it. They know how to defend the option. Riley Leonard's figured it out.
We're calling this the Tarps Off, Show Your Titties next episode head-to-head matchup. Me versus Adam.
All right, fine. Notre Dame and the under.
Oh, so you're going completely opposite.
Yeah,
I recanted my over pick.
The public's pumped the over so much it was boosted up 8 points.
Because it's only 51 points.
Yeah, but it started off way less, and the numbers been shooting up. Public numbers shooting up. Taking the under.
Okay. So to your point, Navy 6-0 for the over this year. Navy, a team that runs the option, is 6-0 on the over, averaging 40. I'm saying, in everybody's mind, they still run the option, averaging 44.83 points a game. Navy 5-1 against the spread. Notre Dame 5-2 against the spread. Over under for Notre Dame 3-4 towards the under, averaging 34.5 points a game. I don't know. I feel like I'm taking the over for sure. Over 51.5, easy in my mind. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, and that only for now, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's a rivalry game. Navy's been scoring a lot. I think they keep it within 2 touchdowns, but at the same time, I'm also like, Notre Dame's playing for their playoff life. Do they backdoor a touchdown at the end to cover the spread of 14? So right now, I'm just going to stick with the over 51.5 on that one. We're going to head from one coast all the way to the other, to Autzen, the Otzu in Eugene, Oregon, as the 20th ranked Illini of Illinois take on the number 1 ranked Ducks of Oregon. Illinois getting 22 points on the road, over under 54.5. Tyler.
I just don't know. I just don't know what to think about Illinois. I don't know. I want Illinois team total under. That's what I want for this game.
Well, you got to make another pick. That can't be your. That can't be
my pick.
No, that can't be. That can be a part of it, but it can't be.
I'll just take Oregon. I don't have a big lean on. I
minus 22.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think that Michigan game didn't do a lot for me. They didn't look very good. And I think we have I think Oregon has another chance to go get another top 25 win. They're at home. Illinois is coming off a very big emotional game last week. That was one of their biggest home games they've had, beating a shitty team, Michigan team. Yeah, I'll take Oregon. Give me Oregon minus 22. I just don't like it. But
Adam?
Yeah, I'm in a pretty similar spot. If I had a lean, I would take the Ducks just because of the emotional win from Illinois last week. I just don't know how much they have in the tank, but my official pick is going to be on the under. I don't trust Illinois to score, and maybe you get some magic and Illinois can make it a game in the third, fourth quarter. If that's the case, then I think it's a low-scoring game. If it's the opposite, I think Oregon blows them out, and Illinois, doesn't score much at all. Oregon just tries to get out of there without any injuries, and they keep it, in the high 20s, and Illinois doesn't have anything. So I'm taking the under.
Illinois should have lost to Purdue. We already talked about that. They should have lost. It was a sack, strip, fumble. They called them down. Don't know why. Illinois got to kick the field goal to tie it. They went on to overtime. Purdue then went for 2. They went to end the game right then and there. They didn't end it. They lost they did end it because they lost. And realistically, there's no better team in the country right now than the Oregon Ducks. They had the close call against Idaho. They had the close call against Boise to start the seasons, but they are rolling, absolutely rolling. So I am going to take, even though a lot of the public, more money than bets is on Illinois plus 22. I'm going to take Oregon minus 22. I'm taking the over 54.5. And whatever the team total is for Oregon, I am going to hammer. Illinois gave up 49 points to Purdue. Oregon's going to run all over them.
I want to take the over, too.
Okay.
And scratch my team total under bet.
I haven't seen it anywhere. You sure?
Yeah, I'll take the over. Scratch that team total under, and I'll take the over in the game.
There you go.
54.5?
54.5.
Okay.
Man, you guys are on the opposite sides of everything. Well, no, I guess you're on the over of Friday night's game.
I told you what this week is. Maybe it's a heads-up week. Tarps off episode next week. I'll body paint I'll put an A on my chest for the show, too, if I lose. And lipstick.
Over the chipmunk style.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to head from Eugene, Oregon, down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, as a 21st ranked Tigers of Missouri take on the 15th ranked Crimson Tide. 2:30 kick, ABC. Mizzou's getting 17 points, 51.5 over under.
Hey, next week you got to pick other games in these. These are all like fucking 15, 17, 22.
They're all top. They're all top 25 matchups. All top 25 matchups.
All right, where are we at?
Mizzou, Alabama.
Man, I'm just like I don't know. The spread's gone up, I think, almost 3 points because Brady Cook was listed as doubtful, and they said Nate Noel is also out, not playing. I've got some inside information that Brady Cook is going to be playing in this football game this weekend. So, now how effective is he going to be? I don't know, but he's better than Drew Pine, right?
Oh my God.
No, I think Mizzou can run the ball on these guys too. Like the backup that they have, that Mizzou has at the running back, it's not that far of a drop off from Noel, to be honest with you.
He actually had more yards last year in the same conference for Georgia Southern.
So
or Georgia State.
I'm gonna take the 17 points here. Okay. This bet could look like one of the dumbest bets if Brady Cook doesn't play, and I'm stuck with fucking Drew Pine playing quarterback, because that guy is fucking awful. So give me Mizzou plus 17 in honor of our live audience tonight. He'll be happy to see that. So Mizzou plus 17.
Adam,
I'm going against him again. I I am a little worried because Milroe is either hurt or he's very banged up. He looks like shit. But
It's
I
the
think
same conversation. Same conversations for both quarterbacks are happening in both towns right now.
I agree. Yeah, but I think that means that Bama relies on more traditional passing attack, running the ball. I don't have faith in Mizzou's offense, so I'm going to take Bama spread, and I'm going to take the under team total Mizzou.
Bama.
Under team total Mizzou, huh?
Yep. It's like 14.5, I think.
That's the total, 13.5?
I haven't seen
God.
anything officially yet. No, not a chance.
Take a look. FanDuel. Check out FanDuel.
Nothing's on ESPN Bet right now. I already looked at it.
That's kind of worrisome.
What?
That team total is that low?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're because if FanDuel has to throw stuff out there, but it's probably purely based off the fact that Brady Cook's doubtful right now.
He's playing.
I'm just saying, like according to the injury report.
Injury schminjury.
There's only one way I hit this bet. So they have to go together. The only way Mizzou keeps it within 17 is if the over hits. They have to be able to score points. So I'll take Mizzou plus 17. I'll take the over 51.5. And I might look at some odds on taking a Ryan Williams touchdown of 50 yards plus. Because there's going to be a play where all of a sudden he's running free because Toriano probably got stuck watching in the backfield. He's gone for 70. So for now, I'll just get. He might only have to throw the ball 20 yards to hit him, and then Williams takes it the rest of the way because he's that wide open.
Yeah, that's true.
Happens every week now, whether it's Jalen Norwood or Toriano Pride. It's like we have the old Barry Odom defense. All right, we're gonna move on from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Just head a little bit northeast to Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to talk about a team for the first time in this type of game capacity. The 25th ranked Commodores of Vanderbilt are hosting the 5th ranked Longhorns. 3:15 kick on the SEC network. Texas minus 18.5 on the road. 51.5 is the over-under. Tyler.
Do you guys remember when I talked to you about Vanderbilt?
No, I don't think
they're
so.
not very good.
Can't tell you. Oh, yes, of course. Vanderbilt is Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Remember, I said they're Vanderbilt, and they lost to Georgia State. Remember, I said they lost to Georgia State.
Yeah.
They almost lost last week as well.
Hey, I had Ball State plus 28.5 or
Same.
plus whatever 28.5. So
Same.
You're done.
I'm taking Texas here. I think they're gonna curb stomp them. They might win by 30. And people always forget, it's at Vanderbilt. I think Texas might be getting points for playing at Vanderbilt to their power rating. That's how little of home field advantage is.
There'll be a lot of Texas fans. That's sure.
Yeah, so I think Texas is going to beat the ever-living shit out of Vanderbilt. I think it's a perfect spot for them to bounce back after a bad performance last week. Flex some muscles a little bit, albeit against Vanderbilt. I just think the discrepancy in the trenches is just a lot different. I think the skill players are a lot different. Quarterback is actually I can't say that because Diego Pavia is very good.
Very good.
Yeah, so I just think overall, I think Texas is obviously the better team here. That's why they're favored by 18 points. But I don't ever really like laying 18 going on the road, but in this instance, I do because it's basically going to be a home game for them. So give me Texas minus 18.
Yep, I'm dittoing that. I mean, even if they struggle a little bit and they bring in Manning, I think that kind of lights a fire on the offense. So even if they have a late start, I think they cover. This is a game where you guys will make fun of me, but I think I like Vandy early, like a Vandy first quarter, and then Texas spread, where I think they get it off to maybe a slow start, or at least Vandy keeps it close early. But
Yeah.
I'll
Let's see
let
if
you
there's a
know.
line
I'll let
yet.
you know, like maybe like Saturday morning.
Yeah, keep us updated on that. I'm gonna. Yeah, let us know how.
So I don't see a
feeling.
first quarter line right now. I got a first half line of plus 10.5 for Vandy.
I was hoping it'd be. Okay. Well, I'll keep you updated. But listeners out there, maybe take a look at the first quarter. But
there is a first quarter money line though. Vandy plus 290.
Oh,
don't get me horny on that. More to come there. But yeah, like Tyler said, too many athletes, too much skill. They've already had their Super Bowl win. Give me Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vandy's coming down to earth. They're going to get a little too high on themselves with being a 25th ranked team right now. So I'll take Texas minus 18.5 over 51.5 and whatever the Texas team total is because, yeah, they're bounce back and they're just going to rip them to shreds. It's going to be ugly, I think, to say the least. Is the probably the easiest way to say that. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the last game that we're picking. Probably the biggest game of the weekend takes place at College Station at Kyle Field, 6:30 kick on ABC as the 8th-ranked LSU Tigers take on the 14th-ranked Aggies of Texas A&M. Right now, technically, the line is off the board. There's nothing. The last I saw, though, was Texas A&M -3.
No, it's
Over
down to
under.
1. It's down to 1.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Because
right now.
ESPN Bets has it. When I just pulled it up, ESPN Bets has it off the board right now.
Yeah, it's a -1.
Okay. So we'll go minus Texas A&M -1.
-1, yeah.
What's going on?
Right.
Why is there so much movement?
The home teams won this game, I believe, last, I think going back to 2018. Going back to 2017, sorry. The home teams won this game. So, I mean, this is a tough game. I'm going to be on the under for sure. And then I'm also going to take A&M on, can I just take them on the money line? Do I take a -1 against the spread?
Because it's all, the money line's under it's -115. So yeah, you're just giving up 5. You're giving up.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I was going to originally take LSU here. Chris Hilton, LSU's big deep threat, speedster wide receiver we haven't had all year, had his first full practice today. He's coming back from a bone bruise, or they say a little bone bruise that's been nagging him. So that's encouraging. But one thing that that I just found out is C.J. Daniels, LSU's other big receiver, was downgraded from probable to questionable. So I don't know what's going on there. I think he took a big hit at the end of the game against Arkansas on a blindside block. So I don't know if he's going through concussion protocol or what, but he didn't play in the Ole Miss game, and it really made an impact on their offense. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying again that C.J. Daniels was downgraded from okay, that's where I'm going to start. C.J. Daniels was downgraded from probable to questionable. He took a blindside block late in the game against Arkansas. So that's a little worrisome. He wasn't out there in the Ole Miss game. And he plays a pretty big role in the offense, not only just catching the ball, but also run blocking. So like I said, I was originally going to be on LSU. I kind of liked him in the spot. I think they got the advantage at quarterback. Connor Wegman's had one good game this year, and it was against Missouri. And I don't think that's really aging very well because Missouri sucks on defense. So I don't know. And I just really like the way that LSU's defense is playing, but the injuries at the receiver position are just kind of scare me. And then obviously you're going into a tough environment on the road. But like I said, I was coming into this, I was going to originally take LSU, but I'm going to be on the under, and I'm going to lean to the A&M money lines.
Yeah, fuck. God damn it, Yuri! You had to make those picks. All right, yeah, I'm gonna take LSU money line and the over 54.5. That's why I was saying you really had to make those picks.
I wish you guys were on A&M because you guys are losers in your picks.
No, you're just trying to do emotional risk management right now. We're not dumb.
No.
It's the same reason you had Arkansas last week.
That was a good spot. All the sharps are on Arkansas.
Here's the thing. My gut, Tyler. My gut is A&M, right? And the under.
Yeah, take it. That's what I'm on, so that's a good side.
75% of the bets are on A&M on the money line. 99% of the money is on LSU on the money line. 99% of the money. Yeah. And then the over, 63% of the bets are on the over. 75% of the money's on the over.
Lottie fucking die.
Hey, I'm just saying. And what really throws this off is they're both 6-1 straight up. So having a 1-point line, that's pretty much what it is. Except LSU's 3-4 against the spread. A&M's 2-5 against the spread. A&M is 3-4 on the over, and LSU is 2-5 towards the under.
Yeah.
So
LSU's been a sneaky under team. Their defense has played really, really good. So.
But what I'm saying by that is like the actual math and numbers don't match up to where the sharps have the money.
Do you know what stat? You know a crazy stat? You know how many times Garrett Nussmeier's been sacked this year?
4?
2 times.
Yeah. You know what's really crazy is when it's all said and done, it sounds really stupid to say this. Maybe Garrett Nussmeier might be the best quarterback in the draft.
And he's going to stay next year, too. Comment. We have a... No, it is because... Our live listener says, I will never make fun of Trout now to upload the pod. Now that I know what the fuck Adam's speed does. I agree, Kyle. I agree. I completely agree. So...
It's not only his feed.
The same stuff.
It's not only his feed, Kyle. It's the fact that he goes missing and he just leaves the app for a minute or two, and then it goes black. So I can't put that up unless you just want a black screen on the YouTube video.
He leaves while I'm cooking in the middle of a bet, and I got to recollect my thoughts. All right, what do we got next?
Just tell me what you want in advance. I got 2 screens I'm operating here.
All right, let's get to these locks. Okay, hey, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. We've got our very first live listener lock of the week, so it won't be included in the parlay. Actually, you know what it will be? I'm going to replace our listener week this week and change it to next week because I'll get to that next week. So this week, our live listener of the week is going to be included in the Mama's parlay.
So, Kyle, put in the chat what your bet is as Adam starts off our Mama's Combo Parlay presented by Mama's on the Hill.
Oh, my God.
All right, well, Adam's lock was the under 49.5 for Oklahoma at Ole Miss. Kyle, you can't take a minus $100,000 line here. All right, Tyler, your lock.
Yeah, my lock of the week is going to be in a rivalry game. It's going to be in a rivalry game that we have in the state of Kansas. I'm going to take the Kansas Jayhawks plus 10. You might look at Kansas's record and see, man, they're not doing very well. But man, they've just lost a lot of tight games. Kansas State's coming off a big emotional win. So give me the Kansas Jayhawks plus 10.
Kansas plus 10 for Tyler. According to Kyle, he was taking Alabama minus a million points. So
okay, so I'm guessing Kyle's bet is in the parlays. Oh, here we go.
Mississippi State plus 7.
Kyle's lock is Mississippi State plus 7. Okay, there we go.
Where is that game at? There it is, at Arkansas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I am going back to the well. I've gone to it a couple of times, not for a lock, but in our regular bets. Washington at Indiana. Give me Indiana minus 6.5 at home. Yeah, I know. Without the quarterback, I don't really care. Washington, I think, is that bad. Goes to the Michigan stuff.
What I say,
the guy doesn't lose. He doesn't lose.
What I say last week, I say, I ain't getting in front of the train now. No. And
I mean, I know it just might be for a year, Indiana might actually, the way they play, both sides of the ball, might actually be the second best team right now in all of college football behind Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, their offense is exciting. I really wish Rourke didn't get hurt because he's such a fucking good quarterback that he's just very underappreciated. Yeah, underappreciated. Like he makes like some of these throws he was making against Nebraska were unbelievable. And to be honest, the backup that came in for him last week didn't look that bad in the second half either. I know it was a blowout and the game was over, but still. But I don't mind it.
All right, so for the Mama's combo parlay, you have Oklahoma, Mississippi under 49.5, Kansas plus 10, Mississippi State plus 7, Indiana minus 6.5. On a $100 bet, that pays out $1,052.79. So
I got a couple of bets I like.
We'll get to the best of the rest here in a second. So Tyler, go ahead. What is the next best bet you got?
I got a ranked team that's on upset alert this week. The top 5 team that's on upset alert this week. And you can add this to my card now. I'm taking the Wisconsin money line to beat Nittany at home. You want to talk about a team that's been fucking a well-oiled machine the last couple weeks? The Wisconsin Badgers.
So plus 200 for Tyler there.
You want to talk about a team that's been they started off very bad, but man, they have been beating the shit out of some teams lately. Granted, they're not very good teams, but still. Penn State's won this game. Let's see, the last 3 meetings Penn State's won.
For me, the one that I'm going to, I had them last week on a major, which they should have done it. Gus Malzahn wasn't a dumbass. I had UCF. God, plus 425 would have been a great win. I think this is a big time overreaction on this line. So I will take BYU plus 2.5 at UCF.
BYU.
If you wanted to sprinkle some on the money line at plus 110, sure. The other one that I wanted to talk about, we've talked about it all week, all day, I should say. Give me Little Brother plus 5.5 in the Big House.
I got one more game too. I want to take Temple plus 10 against
East Carolina.
Yeah, East Carolina's first game without live listener says Michigan ass. I agree. Michigan is ass. Temple plus 10 against ECU. ECU, not a very good football team. And as we know, Temple is not a good football team either. But I like them to get the job done here, cover the 10 points. And then Kyle also put another bet in the chat. He wants to take the Yankees run line. Yankees are underdogs, so we're taking the alternate run line on the Yankees because he says, fuck Jack Flaherty. And I agree with him on that. So thank you for the live participation, Kyle.
So I did want to talk about one thing from last week because this was the best bet that went terribly, terribly, terribly wrong for Adam. Maybe I'll cut in the sound clip from last week. There is no effing way that Utah State and New Mexico State are scoring more than 78.5 points. The game ended at 96 points.
I saw that. I saw it was like 48-45 or something.
I think it was 49-45, so not quite 96, but like
94.
Yeah. You missed it still by almost 20 points. You missed it by 20. It's the Pac-12 After Dark. It's the new Pac-12 After Dark. It's on True and HBO Max. What do you want?
That is so many fucking points. Wow.
That's what it is. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when you'd be out at the bar on a Saturday night down at Main Street, and you look up and the Oregon game was just kicking off at 10 o'clock. And they're 2 minutes in, and you see there's a different game on. 2 minutes in, across the bar, you see Oregon 6, Oregon 8-0 because they went for 2 right away. And then all of a sudden you look, and it's 72-45, and an Oregon win.
That was great times.
Good old Uncle Joe's. Yeah.
All right. What else we got? Anything else going on?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like Auburn minus or plus 2.5 at Kentucky this week. Okay, maybe I'll take Kentucky minus 2.5. I'm not saying that.
Hey, Auburn covered last week.
Yeah, they did.
By the hook.
By a Well, I mean, yeah, technically, I guess.
They should have won that game.
Why? They got held to, like, if they wouldn't have been that close if Luther Bird just would have called for a fair catch.
Yeah, that's true.
They literally got 10 points and they barely moved the ball.
Yeah.
And it was a blown coverage for their touchdown. And then Luther Burden fumbling the ball into his own end zone.
Oh, man, Luther Burden. Ass. Luther Burden is he could be a numbnut every week.
What was he a numbnut like? I mean, that wasn't a numbnut play. That was just he was trying to do too much. Yeah.
Maybe next week I have the bonehead of the week.
I don't know. Another thing I'm gonna go to. I think I'm just gonna start betting this every game. The 7:00 game on True TV Max. I'm just gonna take the over. It's over 55.5. It's San Jose State at Fresno State. This is the game that we just talked about with Ure. There's no way they score 78 points. I would love to look back. I might even go before, and I'll put something out of how many times that game exactly has hit the over, because it's the Pac-12 after dark feel to it. That's what it feels like.
All right, I trust you.
So,
I don't have a weird game, do I? Oh yeah, I do. I have Temple.
Yeah, you didn't go to the well of ESPNU though, so I'm a little surprised.
Do I need to go find one real quick?
Well, it's the only game on ESPNU this week is Charlotte at Memphis. It says.
Oh fuck! Charlotte is a bad football team too. You know who's coaching Charlotte?
And Memphis is minus 18.
I can't do that.
Oh, also, can we talk real quick? You talked about Group of 5. How about Liberty just completely exploding their chances to the Group of 5, losing to a winless Kennesaw State team?
We had Kennesaw last night.
The points?
Yeah.
What was it? Like 25?
27.
Jesus. 27.5. Hey, you want to know what the full attendance was of that game last night?
They stormed the field.
8,209.
They stormed the field.
I know. But again, 8,209 is pretty much the entire stadium at Kennesaw State. It looks like a high school stadium.
Thanks to Deneen for this chicken flamingo. It was fantastic.
All right, we will make sure that gets fixed. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah.
That wraps up episode 10, week 9 of the Sports Divided College Pick'em podcast presented by Mamas on the Hill. Good luck, boys.
Yep, let's ride. Thanks, Kyle.
All right, see you, Kyle.